My name is Ava. I grew up in Brazil. I was born there and raised there. And I moved to America when I was about 9 years old. I lived here until about 13, and then I went back to Brazil. I guess I needed to learn the language, or the writing and reading. I needed to make it better. And during that time in Brazil, I went to high school, I started college, and I had a normal life. I grew up like any other teenager, any other kid would. I had a nice family. I've always had a very tight family. We were always together. We do lunches on the weekend. We're not a big family, but we're definitely very close. Well, growing up in Brazil was such a unique experience, being that I've lived in America and then I live here right now. There's a lot of friends that I met there, and I still talk to them today. When I was a teenager, I lived in a very tall building, and for some reason, there was a kid in each floor. It was like 2 apartments per floor. And every day after school, we'd go downstairs and play volleyball, play board games. It was an amazing experience. I think I had a great childhood. There's so many differences between cultures. For the time I lived here, from 9 to 13, I had some sort of a routine. I would get up every morning, have my breakfast, go to school, we'd have lunch at school, and then go back home and wait till our parents to get home from work. Back home, you go to school until 11:50 in the morning, from 7 to 11:50. So at that time, you go home and your parents are home having lunch with you. And then they go back to work, and you go to your ballet class, you go to your music class. If you're playing sports, you go to that class. At one point, I was about 14. I decided I wanted to do music. So I recorded an album entitled Mundo Azul, which means Blue Worlds. In my head, in my little teenage head, I wanted a world full of peace, of joy. You see so much violence on TV nowadays, and even back then. So I started writing music about joy, love, harmony, friendship, God, peace. And somehow I wrote so many songs, like one after the other. Sometimes I would dream about the song and wake up in the middle of the night and record it, and the next day I would finish it. And I ended up having 11 songs, and I went to my parents, and my dad also always worked with music. He had a music studio at the time. I went up to him and I was like, hey, I have 11 songs. Can we record an album? And that's what we did. We recorded an album. We had a big release party and concert. And I did very well. And after that, a label signed me. It was my church label at the time. It was a very big label. And they invested in me. They took their time and they taught me a lot of things. At one point, I hosted a kids show on TV. Many concerts, up to like 80,000 people, soccer stadiums. It was a great time of my life. Amazing. But then again, that dream inside of me, go to America, be better, study music, it was always in there. Performing in front of large crowds of people is really good. It's like this crazy adrenaline. once you walk up to the stage and you see that sea of people screaming out the lyrics to your songs, is an amazing feeling. I can't describe it unless you're like up there seeing what it's like. It's great. I guess it's somewhat like going to a concert, to your favorite band's concert, which you're like in love with, and then they start singing your favorite song, and you see everybody around you like enjoying it and cheering and singing along, and you feel so good. I think music has the power to speak to your heart more than words alone can do it. It's amazing. But then again, I've performed for like 2 people as well when I was starting. And it's really good, to see people looking at you and trying to understand what your message and your songs are all about. And if they like it, it's even better. If they don't, at least you tried. But I'd say it's harder to perform for fewer people than it is for like bigger crowds, because you can't really see their reaction, individually. As a singer, as a performer, as a public person, it's only natural for you to want to make it big, for you to want to be famous, because the more you grow, the more people gets the chance to listen to your message, and criticize you or like you, or it's just that you reach more people. But obviously that's my dream, that's my goal as well. But if I don't get to that level, I'm happy to know that one person here, another one there, they had the chance to listen to my songs, to the music that I make, along with my producers and everybody that supports me. And to know that somehow, or in a way or another, I was able to get my message across to them. My music is very positive. I don't want to bring anybody down. I don't know why, I just have this in me. I like to have a positive tone to my songs. And life experiences, maybe they're not mine, but the beauty of songwriting is that you can write about anything in the world and nobody will even know if you're talking about yourself, or if you're creating a fictitious character, or if you're talking about somebody else, unless you tell them. And I love the mystery of songwriting. I like it a lot. I hope that we make it big and a lot of people have the chance to listen to the work that we make. So I wrote a song which was a little bit different from the line of songs that I've been writing lately. It's called I'll Take You to Rio, and I'm actually going to produce that song in Rio, part of it, which is kind of ironic, but it's going to be exciting. And I'm also doing another song, Down There While I'm Down There, which is from a great friend of mine who's influenced me a lot in many different ways in music. He is a big Christian artist. He is a very spiritual man that has an amazing faith, and I truly admire him. He actually allowed me to record a song, one of his songs in English. His name is Clever Lucas. He is a man of faith. He's a Christian artist. His songs are amazing, and I'm very privileged to have this opportunity to go down there and work with him, especially because he's influenced me in so many ways in music, and I've learned so much from him. So I feel very happy to be able to get to Rio and do this together. The music in Brazil has definitely influenced me a lot, especially the Christian music, which is right now exploding in Brazil. Before, they were seen as, just a little secondary market, but right now people are really admiring the music that Christians make and the church music, and I feel very happy because a lot of that is in me. You know, I started from that, so I'm very happy for this period in Brazil right now. And we're also working with a few producers in the United States. One of them lives in Florida. He's also a friend of mine. We've played together. His name is Douglas. He's an amazing, amazing producer, very, very talented. And the studio we use is Sound Design Studios. It's in New Jersey. Very talented, friendly people as well. And my father as well, my mother, Czar Records, which is my label right now. I feel like they steer me in the right direction. I'm very happy to be working with them. Very, very blessed. Back home in Brazil, I was signed with a Christian label, and right now they're working as partners, or they're working with Sony Music, the division of Christian music there. And obviously when I left Brazil, I had to leave the label as well. I was going to be out of the country, and I was independent for a little bit, just focusing on studying and, you know, playing little gigs here and there, taking acting classes. I invested in what I liked. And just this year, 2011, I got signed by Czar Records. It's not a big label right now. It's a small label, but they're such, you know, they're amazing. They steer me in the right direction. They understand my needs as a performer, as a singer, and I get all the support that I need from them, as well as from my family and friends, everybody. You know, I'm blessed. I'm very happy. I love my fans. I love the people that admire my music, and the ones that, you know, maybe it's not their style or maybe they just don't like it. I feel like it's a challenge, you know, to try to please them. I like to make music where people, even if they don't love it, they'll at least listen to it. You know, it's listenable to them. It's a challenge, but I like it. I like everything. And as far as my fans, I'm very grateful for each one of them. I hope that my music inspires them. I hope that my music can get them through a difficult time. I hope that somehow I may not only or not be, you know, an idol, but some sort of a person who influences you to do a positive thing. That's who I want to be. That's who I am around my friends. And that's the image I want everybody to have of the person who I truly am. Not of a fiction performer, a fictionary character, but me, Ava.